Hey, remember that time Celebi went berserk and created a nightmare-fueled monstrosity? A while ago I talked about Virus Groudon, and while looking back I was really marveled at the fact that it was a giant monster as the climax for a Pokemon movie. But of course, there was another before it, submitted for the approval of the Midnight Society. This is The Tale of Dark Celebi. Pokemon Forever, which also came with a free card, though I sadly no longer own it, is my favorite Pokemon movie, ever. I'll have to discuss it at length some other time, but the legendary Pokemon that's the focus of this movie is Celebi, and the villain trying to ruin everything is the Iron Masked Marauder. He's a high-ranking member of Team Rocket and is a force to be reckoned with. He uses Dark Balls, which are an anime-exclusive Pokeball. These seem to transform Pokemon into more aggressive and stronger versions of themselves, as we see in the beginning of the movie when he uses one to capture a weak Tyranitar that becomes very powerful and destructive. There's no clear relation to much else, but to me this kind of resembles Dark Pokemon from the trading card game. Dark Pokemon, not to be confused with Darkness-type Pokemon in the TCG, are often final stage evolutions with dark image borders and art that shows the Pokemon as seemingly evil, similar to what appears in the movie. These did first appear in the Team Rocket expansion, and there was even a Dark Tyranitar in Neo Destinies, and 2 more later in EX Team Rocket Returns. So originally, I have thought that this is more of an origin for Dark Pokemon, or at least something similar. Although the Iron Masked Marauder is the only person we see using these Dark Balls, and he later had his own Pokemon printed as promotional cards in the TCG. They're all just labeled as Rocket's Pokemon, even the Tyranitar, which he definitely caught in a Dark Ball. And the other 2 Pokemon he uses in the movie, Sneasel and Scizor, were also caught in Dark Balls. Regardless, the real interesting part is later in the movie when he captures Celebi inside one of these Dark Balls, and Celebi is corrupted into an evil version of itself. We see that Celebi's attitude becomes much more muted as opposed to the usual cheeriness. Its pupils dilate and its body floats almost lifelessly. And the true terror is unleashed when Celebi gathers branches from the surrounding forest and creates a giant monster shell under the control of the villain. This thing is freaky and looks so different from anything we've seen in Pokemon. I suppose you could argue that it's like an evil version of Celebi. It has long arms and wings, but the overall shape is much more sinister, especially with the horns. Whatever exactly this is, it's extremely powerful, as it lays waste to the forest and completely drains Celebi, after it created this form and then broke free of the Dark Ball's control, ending up as a very sad shriveled onion that definitely made me cry. Aside from being another giant monster from a Pokemon movie that we can add to the pile, it actually fits pretty well in this movie. A major theme for Pokemon movies, and the games as a whole, is the idea of nature versus technology, and friendship versus control. Relatively broad themes, but that's just being general. Pokemon Forever, being a story that takes place in a forest, obviously sets up things like nature and even unexplained mysticism, as well as friendship and coexistence as being good. Celebi is the protector of the forest, and the other Pokemon help Celebi in whatever way they can. Celebi is also saved by Sam and Ash in the beginning of the movie, and their bonds of friendship ultimately save it again at the end. The Iron Masked Marauder and even the Poacher at the beginning of the movie are obviously bad guys, taking what they want by force and utilizing oppressive technology where it isn't welcome, and having no respect for nature. Some themes that we've seen in some other Japanese media, especially pieces that utilize spirits as a central plot point. It's kinda similar to Virus Groudon in that the giant monster at the climax of the movie is born out of these negative aspects of greed and control. But I think it works better in Pokemon Forever because Celebi, which was portrayed as inherently good, has itself been corrupted into this monstrosity. But it doesn't stay this way. The fact that it's saved because of its bonds with Ash and Sam show that the good is stronger than the bad. And really, that's just one aspect of this movie, which I still believe is the best Pokemon movie. But I'll discuss that some other time. For now, this has been the tale of Dark Celebi. But anyway, hey, this is GatorEX, and I hope you enjoyed the first of many spooky stories for the month of October. It was really interesting looking back. Like I said, my favorite Pokemon movie, Pokemon Forever. Someday, I'll have to discuss the entire thing and take 30 minutes to just talk about everything that's great in that movie. Probably even more than that, because there's a lot that's great. But regardless, another pretty strange monster for the movies. And again, like I said, coming off of Virus Groudon from Jirachi Wishmaker, it's really odd to see that, you know, for the movies, they tend to do something different, something very freaky, very scary, but it made for a good story around the campfire. But let me know what you think in the comments below. What's going on with Dark Celebi, Dark Pokemon in general, I guess, and what are some of your favorite moments from Pokemon Forever? I'd love to see that discussion going on, as well as what are some other spooky stories that maybe I should take a look at that I don't already have on my list of things to get through. But anyway, if you enjoyed the content, remember to leave a like and subscribe. To show your support, you can enable notifications by clicking that bell icon next to the subscribe button. This will make sure you see each new video as it comes out, and will make you a member of the Chingling Squad. Anyway, this has been GatorEX, and I call this meeting of the Midnight Society closed.